Alba, Unilever, and guess what? Very, very recently, they have a new managing director. He's actually, if I'm not mistaken, the youngest managing director of a company that size in the Philippines. In 2006, he was a young market master awardee for marketing, but I guess all of his achievements are trumped by being one of the top bosses of one of the biggest companies in the Philippines today. Mga kaibigan, let's give a round of applause for our marketing maverick, Mr. Dondi Gomez.
Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. You know, I've been doing marketing for the past 9 years now. And I've had my share of failures as well as some successes. And in those failures and successes, I realized that there is a basic principle of marketing that all of us must adhere to. And that is this. Great marketing actually is able to give people a taste of what could be. Mediocre marketing is a repetition of what is. Why is that very important? Because you have to realize that consumers today live in a constraining world. And they look for hope. They look for ways for their possibilities to be addressed. Even in the fact, or knowing the fact that they have their own limitations. For instance, take a student, for example. He goes to school. Not all students are honor students. Perhaps they will have some problems at home. When they go in, they're shackled with so much homework. And perhaps in the difficult exams, they have a terror teacher. But what if, just with a bottle of deodorant, you give them the confidence to be a star of the first day of school? You give him a taste of the possibility that he could be. And maybe, just maybe, inspire him to be a better person someday. Or a better student, for that matter. What if a simple kiss with a brush of close-up, fresh breath, gives that kiss such a memorable twist it becomes a love-a-palooza? What if, isn't it? The job of marketeers, in our own little way, is to provide the imagination and the courage for people to hope and to dream. That, therefore, is the essence of Maverick Marketing. It's a book that I'll be authoring, coming out probably in the next 2 years. What is Maverick Marketing? In its essence, marketing, obviously, everyone knows is about brand building. But you cannot build a brand that consumers will love if you conform to the realities of the world. Great brands show the light. And because you need to show the light, you must break the rules. And that's not easy to do. You know, a lot of marketeers go to focus group discussions and they almost expect the consumer to tell them what next to do. But what you fail to realize actually is that consumers don't know what they want. They know what they want, but they don't know how to address what they want. This is put into light by Henry Ford in 1903 when he was quoted, "If I had listened to my consumer, I would have invented a faster horse." It's a very profound statement. If I had listened to my consumer, I would have invented a faster horse. But obviously you cannot take that literally. What Henry Ford did was actually listen to the consumer. The consumer at that time was saying, "I need a faster horse." But what was he doing? What was he actually saying? He needed a more efficient form of transportation. And hence the automobile was born. He asked why not. And he dared to break the conformity rooted in the consumer's desire to better himself. That's why Henry Ford is one of the greatest minds ever to step on this earth. Maverick Marketing. For us to do Maverick Marketing and give ourselves a chance for our brands, we must ask the question, why not? Because why not challenges the status quo? It sets you on the right path. You're 50% successful when you ask this question. You're 100% a failure if you don't. So at least give yourself a chance. I asked that same question with a brand like Rexona. In 2005, Rexona was just a deodorant. And we said, you know, we want to be relevant to teenagers. We want to give them confidence. And how best to do that than to own the first day of school? At the time, it was absurd. Who would want to talk about deodorant, for heaven's sake? We dreamed. We asked the question, why not own the first day of school? And educate teens to use deodorants, but knowing teens, the worst way to educate teens is to actually educate them. You got that? The worst way to educate teens is to educate them in a didactic manner. The best way to educate them is to entertain them. And that's when we came up with music marketing, owning the first day of school, and First Day Funk was born. In 2005, this was cutting edge. It was the first brand to ever dare make an MTV, make its own song, integrate that with a school program that spanned about 160 schools, culminating in a concert that was televised live, for which matched the record of telenovelas on prime time. Unimaginable. I do not have much time, but I'll show you a snippet of the campaign, just a TVC, so for your appreciation.
First day of school, handa ka na ba?
Let's do the funk, Rexona first day
Itaas ang kamay, iwagayway, salute the prof at sabay kaway. Mag-classmate high five lang kayo. Now don't be shy, kung eskwela to. Just raise your hand kung may sagot. If you don't know the answer, di lagot. Just raise the board at magsayaw. Lagyan ng funk ang paggalaw, sayaw.
Let's do the funk, Rexona first day funk. Astig ang confidence, basta Rexona.
From Unilever to. Do you know the Rexona first day funk?
Which dance step does not belong? A. Raise your hand. B. Salute the prof. C. Elbows down. Buy Rexona. Follow the instructions on the sticker and text in the letter of your choice. Win 1 million pesos or one of 50 laptops. Text Rexona to 2955.
At the time, it was a campaign that not many people thought was possible. And good heavens, we did not listen. Does imagination pay? Absolutely. 27% sales growth. Achieved 47% market share, the highest share of a Rexona deodorant brand in the world. But more importantly, our consumers loved us because we entered for the very first time popular culture. We won every possible award in Unilever globally and locally. Best activation globally, best Rexona brand activation globally. We won MTV awards. We won internal local awards. This campaign swept the Unilever Awards. First time it ever happened in the history of Unilever. The next year, obviously, people, once you taste success, you tend to repeat it, right? So there was pressure to do First Day Funk too. But that pressure is actually flawed. Because the essence of First Day Funk was because it was the fact that it was new. The heart of it remained to be the confidence you gave on the first day of school, but the execution of that must be changed. Because once you create something new, it ceases to be new. Therefore, it becomes part of the current reality of consumers. For him to be lifted up again, you need to give him something new. Because if you do First Day Funk 2, you're working within the realms of his reality, and therefore, you would have contradicted the very essence of his success. Therefore, we came up with First Day High. First Day High was a reinvention and, in fact, an improvement of First Day Funk. And this is the TVC.
First day of school, handa na ba kayo? First day high! Nasasabi sa unang araw ng eskwela. Taas kamay with confidence. Rexona first day high! Umaabaw sa talino. Tumayaman si Papa. Pag mahilig ka sa sports, MTV high. Kung cool ka sa stick, Ramo high. Pag solid sa bain, the nice guy high. Itaas ang kamay with confidence. Basta Rexona from Unilever to.
Win First Day High Ride from Rexona.
MVP Ranger.
Raining Jazz, Rebel Ducati, Saucy Mazda, Nice Guy Focus. Buy Rexona, look for the sticker and text to 2955.
call us the essence of First Day Funk, but it's not quite First Day Funk. And the consumers rewarded us. It outperformed First Day Funk during its time. And then we dared to dream bigger. We actually produced a movie. And that movie, First Day High, is the first ever movie produced by a brand. Then we asked another question. Why not make a brand like Pond's part of popular culture as well? Be part of every girl's Kikai kit. But this time, because of our limited budgets, use billboards that shouted louder than television. We came up with that billboard on South Superhighway, that billboard near Ateneo, that billboard in the north, that billboard in the south. And who would have known that a billboard would actually generate 30% gains in market share? Won the Oscars of advertising, the Cannes Lion, the Clio, the Advertising Guild, the AdFest, the Spikes, Advertising of the Year of Ogilvy and Mather, Advertising of the Year of Adobe Magazine. What was written about, we got free publications from newspapers, publications here and around the world. Dove, we also dream, but this time by reinventing PR campaigns in a manner that has never been seen before. And the campaign for Real Beauty was born. 24% sales growth, trial rates at an all-time high, and for the first time, Dove entered into popular culture. Also won multiple awards here and around the world. When I challenge my team to make campaigns, we always face detractors and doubters. And whenever that happens, I just try to be inspired by the people I've looked up to ever since I was a kid. People who ask why not, and more than that, have the courage and the determination to make the why not happen. Kennedy said he will land the man on the moon. Ninoy Aquino said, through his courage, he will destroy a 20-year dictatorship. Magic Johnson brought Showtime in the NBA, and Ali brought poetry and boxing. Their lessons. You must not only think big, you must act bigger. Maverick marketing is about imagination coupled with courage and the resolve to make it happen. Which brings me to the next question, what's next? If one can position a deodorant brand, it's just liquid in a bottle. How much more can one do for nation building? After all, we're made up of 80 million beautiful Filipinos in 7,107 islands with a rich history and a culture that the world ought to see. What if we use marketing to bring that to the fore and just maybe give hope to our nation, to our people, and just maybe you'll be proud to live in the Philippines, be a Filipino, and to spread to the world that this is a great country with the power of marketing. Mark said this before, and I say it again, I say it every day to my people. People see things as they are and ask why. We must dream things that never were and say why not. And you will be so proud of yourselves when you do that. It will be tough, but believe me when I tell you, it will be the most fulfilling question and answer to your life. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.